Hey everyone, Ronnie Petito with Petito's Performance Training Center, and here today I'm going to talk about some hip stretches and show a little bit of hip mobility. This is actually from a client, or actually a direct message from Snapchat from a person that I do online training programs with, and they're having an issue with their hips. Now, a lot of people have an issue with their hips. Hips get really tight when we're going through everyday movements. I mean, we move almost for every kind of movement if we're doing the movement correctly. You know, squats, deadlifts, everything below the waist involves your hips, right? So we need to be able to move them around in order to do movements correctly, in order to do movements injury-free. So I'm going to show some things that might stretch out a little bit, and just to give you kind of like a basic overview of how to stretch out something when you feel really tight up in your hips and even might have that nerve pain, that sciatic nerve pain shooting down, you know, your hips, and even maybe your butt muscles might be tight. But today we're going to talk about hips. So first thing we're going to do, if your hips is tight, there's a stretch we can do called a lateral crossover walk, where we put our right foot over our left, arms up over the head. Now make sure both our shoulders and our hips are facing forward, and then we're going to lean to the right as we push this hip to the left. Now, for some beginners and a lot of people, it's going to be hard to keep that balance. So to get a little bit better of a stretch, especially if you're sitting around doing nothing and you're just tight and you're not going before an activity, we want to do this, you know, more at home or after we're done with our workout, because it's going to be less dynamic stretching, more static stretching. You'd rather do more dynamic stretching before a workout. So keep these workouts, this kind of time of stretching, the static stretching, for home or after your workout. Anyways, we'll do a right hand down low, our left hand up high in that same kind of like position we were going to lean over. Anyways, we're going to do our right foot over our left foot, and kind of the same exact lean I was showing you, but just being able to hold on to something so we're not falling over. Now, what's nice about holding on to something is we're able to extend a little bit more. As I extend, what I'm doing is I'm thinking about pushing this hip this way so I can keep my hips straight, as well as kind of still holding onto the bar nice and easy, holding onto the squat rack rather. Nice and easy, and I'm just going to still slowly stretch out, and I'm going to hold where I can't stretch no more. Now notice, I'm still up tall. I'm not bending my knees and my hips or anything, okay? Both my hips and my shoulders are still facing the camera directly. All right, I'm just stretching that side. I'll hold that for about 20 to 30 seconds, okay? And then you're going to switch. You'll do this 3 times. You want to switch sides 3 different times on each side to make sure we get a sufficient stretch. So just to give you a little idea, I'm going to turn around real quick. We're literally doing just the complete opposite. So I stretched my left hip there. Now I'm just going to do the complete opposite. Left foot over right foot, hands up in this position, left foot over right foot, pushing your hip to the right now, okay? Just the same thing, just the opposite way. All right, now I'm gonna, can I get on the ground here? I don't know if you guys are gonna be able to see me. Let me back up a little bit. All right, am I good? Okay, maybe we can. Okay, we can see me, cool. So we're gonna do a knee pullover here. Knee pullovers, you're gonna bring your knee to your chest, okay? You're gonna grab your knee with one hand. We're laying flat on the ground here. You're gonna grab your knee with one hand, and then we're going to pull over across your hip. Now I'm going to be laying flat on the ground, trying to keep both my shoulders and my hips from turning. You don't want your hips to turn with you to the left, because then you're defeating the purpose. You're not going to stretch that hip out. So try to keep your hips towards the ground as you're pulling this knee over. And then you're going to slowly pull it to where you can't pull it no more. I feel that stretch all in here and my hip. Okay? And then I'm going to hold it 1, 2, 3 all the way, once again 20, 30 seconds, and then nice and easy back to the middle. All right. Now we want to do this, of course, on both sides, just like I said about the other activity. And once again, hold it 20 to 30 seconds for each movement. Now, what else can we do? Well, we can do some mobility things to go ahead and get our hips loose after we stretch them out, right? So the one I'm going to show you today is called prone hip. Pretty easy, or that's what we call it, prone hip. Pretty easy movement to do. And all you're doing, first position, we're going to be in a downward dog position, all fours. Keep our shoulders straight, back straight, hips down towards the floor, okay? And what we're going to do is we're going to raise this leg almost like a dog peeing in a bush or on a fire hydrant, whatever you want to call it. We're going to go ahead and bring our knee out to the side, just moving at the hip. Our hips are still pointing towards the ground, everybody. And then we're going to go up to where we can't go anymore without turning our hips out, and then we're going to go back in easy. 1, 2. Up, 1, 2. Down, 1, 2. Okay? Nice and easy, fluid movement. Holding it for the time you need to hold it for. How you doing? You good, man? Did you get the part you need?
Yeah, I got it. I'll
Cool.
work on it right now.
Cool, man. Alright. Anyways, so a couple different movements we can do for this. So that's just the regular leg out to the side, just in this lateral motion with our hips. Now we're going to rotate the hip around the joint a little bit. So what we're going to do is we're going to bring our knee, get our knee off the ground. We're going to bring our knee towards our hands and then out into that dog in the bush position again, and then back into the middle. So in, out, around, back to the middle. Once again, keeping our hips towards the ground the best we can. Shoulders towards the ground. Okay? When we're doing these hip movements, we want to do about 12 to 15 repetitions on each hip. Okay? So I did 12 this way. Now I would do 12 with my left hip going the outer way. Now, next rotation through, we can bring our knee up, go back towards our feet, out and around. Alright? Back, out, and around. Same kind of movement, just going the other direction. Got to mix it up because our hip moves this way, this way, this way, this way, and then straight back and forward too, right? So it's multi-directional movements, and that's what we're trying to improve. Now, last one, we're going to push our hips straight to the ceiling. This one really have to make sure our hips stay towards the ground. We're going to point our toe, get our hips level with our back and everything else, and our butt, and then we're going to push to the ceiling, and then back down. Okay? Still keeping the hips towards the ground as I'm doing this. Hold 1, 2, down 1, 2. Alright? Once again, 12 to 15 repetitions on each hip. However y'all want to do it. Now, we want to continually stretch our hips and make sure they're mobile, but we also need to strengthen our lower back and our core and things like that. So I'm going to show a couple movements we can do to help that out as well, little exercises that we can improve on. So first one's called hip bridges, laying on the back, butt, heels in towards the butt. You're just on your heels, hands down towards the ground, and we're going to push our butt, squeeze our butt, push it towards the ceiling. And you're going to hold 1, 2, 3, down. And then you're going to do it again. 1, 2, 3, down. Okay? That's hip bridge. A little mini exercise. Don't have to add a lot of weight. If you're getting comfortable with it, you can add weight though. So you can continually strengthen your hips. It's not something that, oh, my hips are tight and I just need to stretch them out all the time. We need to continue to keep them stretched out, but we need to strengthen them as well so we don't get injuries, so we can keep improving, so we can improve our flexibility and our strength and our multi-directional movements, right? So now we're going to do bird dog. Bird dog, we're going to be back on all fours. It's going to be opposite arm and opposite leg. Right arm's reaching this way, left leg's going out. Keeping our hips and shoulders towards the ground. Here, I'll show you guys a little side position. Up, and then in. And then up. We're going to do 12 to 15 on each leg. Once you're done, switch legs. Keep your hips and shoulders towards the ground when you're doing this. Want to hold it up in this position, in the up position for like 3 seconds or so. So, I hope y'all enjoyed the video. Just some hip movements. If anybody has any questions, just let me know. My name's Ronnie with Petito's Performance Training Center. direct message me, like I said, if you have any questions on this video, and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Thanks for watching. Until next time.